We have back with us volleyball star Mitch Morente of the Tuguegarao Perlas Spikers. We've been talking about the PNVF Champions League, which will begin tomorrow. Ayan, Mitch, okay na yung linya natin. I know you're there in the bubble. No, it's okay. It's okay. It happens. So, ganun talaga pag Zoom eh. Kailangan yung connection. Yung tanong ko kanina, Mitch, yung format. I was asking you kasi mabilis nga yung format, single round robin, tas mo 5 games lang. Do you think it will be harder to win a title with this kind of format for all the teams?
For sure, it's gonna be harder, especially like I said kanina, the contenders are very strong, very confident, especially Cheritigo, who was the last champions ng PVL, and then F2's there, and other teams na ngayon lang sasali. So it's gonna be hard, but for sure, all of the teams are gonna give their all talaga. And
last time we saw Perlas, at least sa indoor volleyball, it was during the PVL Open Conference. And let's face it, that tournament was a struggle for the team, finishing second to last overall. Ikaw, Mitch, gano'n naka-ready in your mind ang Tuguegarao Perlas Spikers for the Champions League? And does the team see itself faring much better this time around in the Champions League compared dun sa PVL?
I think we would be better this time around kasi we're healthy, unlike dun sa PVL. I think everybody knows that. So I think mas nakapag-prepare kami, mentally, physically, and spiritually din. So hopefully, mabigyan namin ng good fight yung mga teams in this league.
Actually, I was talking to my producer, sabi ko nga close. Nakikita ko kasi yung mga social media nyo nila. Joe, di ba, yung mga pag nag-aasaran kayo. So I think the chemistry as well of the team will help and benefit Perlas. Ikaw, Mitch, sa tingin mo, saan nagkulang yung Perlas? Kung babalikan natin yung PVL Open Conference, saan sa tingin mo nagkulang yung Perlas? And how has the team been able to address kumbaga those shortcomings ahead of the Champions League para makorek, hindi na maulit pagdating nitong Champions League?
I think super nagkulang kami sa training. Training is very important. Even though nandiyan yung skills, nandiyan yung basic, iba pa rin kasi yung mag-training ka inside the court with your teams to execute different plays, to maximize all that we can do inside the court. But this time around, we made sure na yung pagkukulang namin from last conference, madala namin dito na makapag-prepare kami na maayos, healthy kami. We made sure na super healthy kami kasi we don't want that to happen again with anyone or with us, diba? So it's a very good experience then, and we learned from it.
Well, at least now, kumbaga mas positive kasi nga mas healthy, walang injury, and hopefully tuloy-tuloy na yan na para intact yung squad. And at the same time, sabi mo nga, you had more time to train for this particular Champions League. We are seeing some more changes to your lineup, to the Perlas lineup. Last month, dinagdag ng team, your fellow, ayan, makikita natin sa screens. I hope you can see it. Your fellow former Atenean, si Jules Samonte. But just this week, we also saw reports that both Cherry Nunag and your veteran setter, Jem Ferrer, have moved to the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Mitch, ikaw, looking at this lineup right now, andyan pala si Nicole Tiamzon, used to analyze also here on the show. What can you say about these changes? And especially Jules, what does Jules will bring to Perlas?
I think Jules will... sobrang dami din kasi niyang na-experience before, especially with Ateneo, her being the captain, leading her team. Feeling ko, madami siya madadaga dito sa team na to. Especially we have veteran setters, which is sila Ate Wendy, sila Fen. I think they're a good addition to the team. Super, na-amaze ako kasi may mga bagay kaming, ang dami din namin natutunan sa kanila, na madami din sila na bring out sa amin na kaya pala namin gawin. And everybody's pushing each other para talaga dito sa league na to.
Yeah, actually, I was looking at the lineup. Malaking bagay yung mga veterans because sabi mo nga, di ba, ang daming napapass na knowledge, and at the same time, it also brings out the best na kaya ko pala yun. Lalo na ikaw, you're very talented, lalo na alam natin yung kaya mong gawin all around. Mitch, because Perlas struggled in the PVL Open Conference, yung fans are going to see your team as, natin, one of the underdogs in the Champions League. Kasi syempre yun yung naalala nila yung last performance. What are your thoughts on this? Is that okay with you na, okay lang, tingnan nyo kami na underdogs and then, and then we'll prove na we're better than what others perceive us?
Syempre, di naman natin pinapansin. We try not to think about that. But syempre, we will give our best to give a good fight talaga for other teams. And alam mo yun, like you said, it's a really short league. So every game is like a championship game. So we just really have to push ourselves talaga.
in your first game in the Champions League, for sure, since yun nga, nabanggit nga natin, because kayo yung underdogs dito, it's against Cherry Tigo Crossovers, the reigning champions of the PVL Open Conference. Well, good news for Perlas though, wala si Jaja. It's a huge loss for them, huge literally and figuratively, kasi nasa Japan nga si Jaja. Bad news is, so may good news, bad news is, they still have that core that won the title in the PVL, including, of course, alam naman natin, dyan sa Ate Dindin, Jaja's sister, Dindin Santiago Manabat. Let's talk about and focus on your opening match. I'm sure you are excited, you and your teammates, pero it's gonna be, kumbaga, simula pa lang, bakbakan na kagad against Cherry Tigo.
Totoo.
What kind of approach will you have against this really strong team in Cherry Tigo?
Well, like I tell my teammates naman na kailangan lang natin tiyagain. Kailangan natin i-push pa yung sarili natin, compose talaga yung sarili, especially when it comes to errors. So, tiyaga lang talaga sa depensa sa lahat ng bagay. Kasi alam ko naman, kaya naman namin eh. Kaya naman talaga.
Well, again, at least, wala si Jaja, but still, mahirap pa rin sila.
But still, it's a very strong team, you know.
Yes.
Pero bilog ang bola, di ba? We don't know unless we're there.
Papanoorin ko yan, Mitch. Nabanggit ko nga kanina, Mitch, na yung former team mo, the F2 Logistics Cargo Movers, another intact and solid team. This is their first tournament in almost 2 years. Ang tagal hindi nakita ng fans, di ba? But their core is pretty much the same. And last time F2 saw action, actually, nandun ka pa. You were still a part of the team. Can you just remind, paalala mo lang sa amin kung gaano katibay itong F2 Logistics Cargo Movers na to, as we see pictures of your former teammates, Majoy Baron, Kim Kiana D, Chang Abi. Dahil malakas din talaga itong F2. It's a solid team.
Well, kasi we all know naman they're very tall players. Calais is there. Alam mo yun, very solid blockers. Don is there. So, alam mo, it's a dream team. Sobrang solid pa rin nila, and for sure, alam ko, kilala ko sila, they'll give their best in this league talaga.
Pati tagal hindi naglaro, I'm sure gigil to.
Pero for sure, super excited din sila maglaro kasi it's been 2 years. It's tagal, like, di ba? Parang, kung ako din naman, may-excite din ako. And I think they're well prepared naman in this league.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Chang yesterday, kaya alam may ensayo nga sila this morning. Nabanggit natin F2. Let's find out first the answer to our quiz question of the day, Mitch. The question I asked earlier was, the F2 Logistics Cargo Movers won their most recent championship during the PSL Invitational Cup in 2019. Who was the MVP of that conference? Ikaw, Mitch, alam mo kung ano sagot dito? Kung sinong MVP of that conference nung nanalo yung F2 dun sa PSL Invitational Cup noong 2019?
I think it was Ate Joy.
Galing! Tama! Correct answer is Majoy Baron. I owe you, may prize kang papadala namin. Hindi namin alam paano. Majoy Baron, not only did Majoy capture the championship and MVP honors, si Majoy was also the best middle blocker of the 2019 PSL Invitational Cup. Actually, I remember that. Hakot si Majoy nun. Hakot
super. It was their year talaga.
Yes, it was a great conference for Joy nung nag-champion ng F2 nun. Mitch, atin lang, what will it take to beat the F2 Logistics Cargo Movers? Because sabi nga natin, it's a solid team, it's intact. They haven't played for 2 years, but still, it's kumbaga, a lot of offensive weapons. Nandun pa yung Kalimao. Paano matatalo ang F2 if there's a way to beat F2?
That's gonna be a really hard to do. Kasi they're a very solid team. Yung chemistry nila nando, magkakasama sila since college. They're veterans also. So I think, tiyaga lang. Yun talaga yung nakatatak sa amin eh. Tiyaga every point, celebrate every point, enjoy the game. Yun lang talaga yung nakatatak sa amin.
Kumbaga, take 1 point at a time, or di ba?
Unti-unti.
And then, one set, kung talo sa one set, bawi sa next set. Talagang,
bawi.
Oo, kasi kumpleto talaga sila. Floor nila, yung mga blockers nila, yung mga spikers nila.
Super solid lineup.
Makakaharap ng Perlas, you will face your former team on Tuesday, tama ba? November 23. And,
yes po.
Diba? Ikaw, personally, Mitch, like, are you already looking forward to that match, facing, your friends and your former teammates?
Na-excite ako kasi it's gonna be the first time ulit na naglaban kami. Like, across the court, diba? Kasi the last time was you up pa. So, super excited. For sure, it will be different. Feeling ko, Feeling ko hi, hello, tatawa ako kasi it's weird na nandun sila sa kabila eh. And then, parang dati, kasama ko lang sila nagkukulitan sa loob ng court. But you know, focus tayo.
Focus tayo. It's gonna be game time. At alam kong it's gonna be a fun match to watch for the fans. And the fans are excited kasi nga may volleyball na naman tayo. Mitch, maraming salamat for taking time out to talk to us this Friday. Ingat ka dyan in the bubble in Lipa. Stay safe. And nice to see you again. We'll talk to you soon. Maraming salamat, Mitch. Good luck against Cherry Tigo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, we just spoke to volleyball star Michelle Morente of the Tuguegarao Perlas Spikers.